billion other things to talk about. The next thing I want to talk about is our resident new influencer, Gypsy Rose. If you have not listened to last week's episode, we talked about it a little bit, me and Savannah, and I think I said something along the lines of like, I'm happy, she got out. She needs to get the healing that she needs. She also probably should not be out and about doing all these press tours because it's not healthy for her. She really needs, it will be good for her to take a break from limelight. Obviously, she can't have a real job, so if she wants to sell her story, sure. And then the other thing I said is like what the internet gives, it also takes away. On TikTok already, there's people saying, I don't think this girl should be out. I think I've seen actually quite a few videos lately saying that she's a manipulator because what the internet gives, it takes away. And for someone who all she knows is like being in the limelight and everybody praising her, I don't know how mentally, at least for her mental health, how positive seeing the turn is going to be. But anyway, those were my thoughts. Jamie, Jay, I would love to hear yours.
So I got in a deep dive of video content of Gypsy within this past week. And at first, I can see why everybody's very charmed with her because everything that she says is like very on the surface correct.
Oh, she's on the surface.
Very well camera trained.
Yes.
Something that it's weird because there was something she said that I was like, I don't know whether I'm impressed with that, if she really believes that I'm impressed, but if she is saying that, it was so brilliantly manipulative.
Oh.
If she said this and didn't believe it. And what she said was, an interviewer asked her, do you blame the drugs for your participation in your mother's murder? Because she had admitted to being high when it happened. She was like, no, I don't. I don't blame the drugs. I don't blame anything. And she was just very adamant to say, like, I take responsibility for what happened.
I have noticed that. And really quick to what you said, if she truly is taking responsibility, that is good. I mean, that's what we want. If she truly isn't, you're right. That is very, like, intentionally manipulative. Interesting.
It was very smart. And obviously she's very press trained because she's been through this for a long time of doing on-camera interviews. And lawyers will train their clients like, hey, you're going to be in front of a judge and a jury. This is how, like, it's down to like psychological, like wear this color because people will perceive you better, act like this. When this question is asked, this is the correct response. And so to me, even though at first I was like, wow, she seems like she's in a really good place and she's really healthy. And I really began to notice, and what was the giveaway for me was the frequency of her voice. And she does have this very childlike sing-songy voice, which was something that you could see in older clips of her with her mother that she was also doing. Keep in mind, like she's even said this, that she learned that manipulation from her mother.
I've seen a lot of those videos, people saying that she learned from the great manipulator.
Exactly. And so she has not only been trained as like, this is the lens through which she looks at all of life through, but also her mother obviously needing validation from many, many people. And most people need validation, and most people need that to feel loved and to feel seen and to feel worthy. And I'm so sorry to tell you again, for any non-Christian listeners, that there's really only one way to get that, and that is from Jesus Christ. But when people are wounded, that will exacerbate the natural need for that. That's in everyone's soul, because we were built to be in relationship with God. But when you get hurt, those needs are amplified. And her response is, okay, like she's not conscious of this, but her soul is like, I need validation. I need to feel seen. I need to feel loved. What do I do? And then this is in your unconscious mind. It goes through your subconscious and into your conscious mind. And you're like, how do I get my needs met? Well, I'm going to manipulate others for their attention, for their love, for their finances, for their sympathy. And so this is the framework that she has viewed life through. from a very young age. I personally do not believe or see where she's gotten healing from any kind of, whether it was a psychiatrist or counseling. From a worldly perspective, we know that she's not necessarily like a Christian in the sense that like she's like had an experience that she's talked about, like, oh, I was saved and this is my experience, and this is how I received healing through that experience. So when I look at this, I'm like, okay, so if you don't have one of those life-changing experiences that broke off manipulation as a means to receive love, then you're still partnered with it, which means that you still have this need for that attention, which she got used to as a child because she experienced a lot of that. And that was her normal, experiencing a lot of people fawning over her because of her illness. So if that's what she got used to, and then that's being taken away from her, her mind, without any healing, is going to go, what do I need to do to get that back?
Mm-hmm.
And she's been brilliant at working the press, and the way that she has been, even like with the way that she's chosen to deal with the publicity, and like, I'm a very shy person, like seeming like she doesn't want it. She's playing this game of elongating the attention even through that. And like I
Mm.
said, her voice was the dead giveaway. I noticed the way that she spoke, and I was like, I don't think this is her real voice. I think that this is the manipulation voice that she's used even from a child, that she doesn't even know that she's actually changing her voice. She's so unaware of it. But to me, it just instantly reminded me of Paris Hilton's public persona voice versus when you watch her on her show, the way she talks when she's with her family versus when she's like, all right, I'm going out for a press event, which to me is like, okay, Paris knows what she's doing. She knows that her character
Yeah, she's playing
and
a
what she
character.
presents to the world is like, that's a character she's playing. She's not trying to manipulate. It's more of like,
Acting.
to me, I give her a pass because she created a character. She's in that character. A lot of artists do this. Lana Del Rey does this. So when Paris does this and puts an affectation on her voice, that is understandable. But for me, when I see Gypsy, it's so ingrained in her that her manipulation is 24/7, to the point where she doesn't realize even the way that I speak is not the way I was created to speak. Everything comes through the lens of manipulation. And I just wanted to make everybody aware of that. Just shed light on it. Like, from every angle, this girl is being a master manipulator, and it's actually very impressive.
I do not know where I stand on that. I've seen videos about that. And it's so funny you said the voice thing, because someone else said that they can hear when she goes in and out of the voice. I don't know if I can. I don't know where I stand, but I hear what you're saying, and I will say that, like, I'm definitely not, oh, like, what was it? What were people saying? Like, shots tipsy for Gypsy. I'm definitely not on that. I'm definitely not on like queen mother. I don't feel that way about her either. I want to not believe that she's manipulative, but I have seen a lot of proof, or I've seen a lot of arguments that she is. So I want to not believe it, but I mean, I think you made some very good points. Some of the TikToks I've seen, people just pointing things out. Some people were saying some of those things about her current husband, like, and I'm trying really hard not to judge him because he seems like such a sweet, nice teddy bear. I do find it weird that he developed a relationship with someone who's in jail. I do think that's strange. Also, he was fired from his job for dating her. So he literally, like, all of his money, all of the things are now relying on her and things like that, cuz like no school is going to hire him again. He like is no school's gonna hire him. I wouldn't want him to teach my children. No offense, like, I don't know who he is. Like, he could be a nice person, but like, you're married to no, I wouldn't want that personally. So like, it is all very it's all very strange, and I just don't, unless she stops now, takes a break, gets healing, you know, meets Jesus, unless she does something like now, not like 6 months from now, but like now, I don't really see this ending well. I'll say that. I definitely don't see this ending in like a sweet little, like, oh, like, oh goodness, who is someone who had I cannot remember her name, but she was kidnapped, and she does a lot of tours, and she speaks at schools. She the woman who was she was a child. The kidnapper came into her bedroom at night, took her, and she was missing for like 6 months. I cannot remember her name, but she does a lot of like good speeches, and she does a lot of. I don't see it ending in the same way like her experience did. I'll just say that.
Yeah, I would agree. I don't have like too much to say. I think I've said what needed to be said.
Yeah.
I hate that this is a manipulation game because I want to like her,
Yeah.
and she makes herself seem so healthy. She seems really sweet, but I unfortunately I know better.
Yeah. Yeah. Let us know. What do you guys think? Do you think that she is being manipulative? Whew, I can say that word. Do you think that are you still, tipsy for Gypsy, or has the tide kind of changed for you? Let us know in the comments.